Parallel and perpendicular lines. So make sure you read through this and study it. Parallel lines have the same slope and will never intersect. So that's definitely a quiz question. That's something you need to have memorized. The next thing, perpendicular lines. They are lines that will intersect to form right angles. And the slopes are opposite reciprocals. And that is also a quiz question. You need to know what parallel and perpendicular lines are. Here we're talking about sets of lines. Okay? There has to be two lines for lines to be parallel and for lines to be perpendicular. And here are some examples of opposite reciprocals. Make sure you know what that is. That's also a quiz question. You need to be able to find that. So not only is it reciprocal, so not only did I go from 2 to 1/2, but I had to change the sign. That's what opposite is. So it was a positive and it's a negative. Here's an opposite reciprocal. -3/2, +2/3. +1/4, -4/1. So opposite reciprocals. Okay, so let's solve some of these. Number 1 says, write an equation in slope-intercept form using the given information. So we've already done these exact type of problems. The only thing is people don't really understand what they're doing. Here, there are two different lines. There's a line that you already have the equation for, and there's a line you're trying to find the equation for. So you just need a little bit of information from here. Okay? The only thing you need is you need to know that parallel lines have the same slope. So the only thing I need is that slope. You can forget about the rest of it. So in fact, I'm just going to write and I got that too because the line that I'm trying to find is parallel to this line. So since it's parallel, it has the same slope. I know the slope will be 2. So now you solve it like we've done before. Y equals mx plus b. Here's an x, here's a y. Y is 5. M is 2. X is -3. And I don't know my y-intercept. I have to find that. Okay, so now I've found it. So notice the line that I found is parallel to this one. They have the same slope. Since they're parallel, the slope will be the same. But the y-intercept is different because they're not the exact same line. So the only information you need, and this is a definite quiz question, the only information you need from this is to know that the slope is the same. So I'm trying to find a line that has that's parallel to this one, so it has the same slope. Look at number 2. I'm trying to find the equation of a line that passes through this point, and it's perpendicular to this line. Okay, so perpendicular, once again, I only need the slope. So here's my slope, it's m. But perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. So I need to use the opposite reciprocal, so I'm going to use -2. So the only information I needed was the slope. It's 1/2, so I need the opposite reciprocal. So I've labeled everything. I have an x, I have a y, I know my slope. I need to find y-intercept, which is b. So plug in your stuff. And go ahead and solve. 8 is equal to -8 plus b. And so there I have it. Notice these two lines, this line and the one that I found, are perpendicular because the slopes are opposite reciprocals. So you know by looking at them, just by looking at the slope. That's the key thing. Slope will tell you about the lines. Let's look at a different type. It says, are these parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So once again, the only way to know is to look at the slope. Same slope, opposite reciprocal slope, or neither. So this slope is 2 over 1. So I find my 2 points. I start with one on the left. I go up or down first. Over here. That slope is also 2 over 1. They have the exact same slope, so they're parallel. Remember, don't guess. Count the slopes. See if it's the same. Let's look at the other one. I need to find the slopes. I know they're not parallel because they cross. So it's either perpendicular or neither. So I'll find a slope. I go up 2 over 3. So that's 2/3. So I went up 2 over 3. So now let's find another one. I went down 3 over 2. So these lines are perpendicular. The slopes are opposite reciprocals. They will meet to form a right angle. And again, don't guess. Check the slope. You can always count it. Start with the point on the left. Work to the right. If you go down, it's a negative. If you go up, it's a positive. Let's look at number 5. I mean, it's pretty obvious to say that these are not going to be parallel or perpendicular. But always check. Do not assume based on the picture. So that is a slope of 3 over 1 because I had to go up 3 over 1. This one has a slope of up 1 over 3. So up 1 over 3. So to know if lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither, look at the slope. Now these slopes are reciprocals, but they are not opposites. So it is neither. They are reciprocals, but they're not opposites. Okay, last two. Let's look at 6. Parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Once again, all you need to do is look at the slopes. The slope will tell you if they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So use the slope. Okay, so here my lines are not in slope-intercept form, so I don't know the slope yet. I have to rearrange. So I need to get this 2x to the other side, so I'm going to subtract 2x. Negative 8y equals negative 2x minus 24. So just take a look at what I did there, so that way you know. I have this 2x, it needs to go to the other side because I want to get it in slope-intercept form. I want y equals mx plus b, so I can look at m, which is the slope. So I had to move it. Now I still don't have y, I have negative 8y, so I need to divide by negative 8. When you do this and rearrange, make sure you divide in all 3 places. That's something that's commonly missed. So this is 1, so there's y. That's 1/4. And that is 3, but it doesn't matter what that is. It only matters slope. So slope of 1/4. Over here, let's look at the slope. I have an x on this side, so I need to subtract 4x. Y is equal to negative 4x minus 2. So there's my slope. Are these the same? No, they're not parallel. Are they opposite reciprocals? Yes, so they are perpendicular. Find the slope, See if it's parallel, perpendicular, or neither. See if it's the same. See if it's opposite reciprocals. And last one. So looking at the slope here, this one I already know the slope. It's -2. Here I need to find it. I can't find it until it's y by itself. I need y equals mx plus b. I need y as the only thing over here. Remember, y is the only thing on that side. So you don't have your slope until y is by itself. So subtract 2x. Y is equal to -2x plus 3. So slope -2. Slope is the same. They are parallel. Make sure to go back and watch this again. Highlight things. Write stuff on there that I didn't write down. This is typically thought of as a difficult lesson. But you really already know how to do all of these things. You just need to study the information so you know what to do. What information that you already know that you can use. And remember to take the Edmodo quiz.